I have this tree. Okay, I'm going to use the tree branches as cracks. So I'm going to go ahead and hit my magic wand tool. Okay, and I got this nice white background here, so I'm just going to select anywhere. And you know what? I'm going to deselect that by hitting Command D. I'm going to turn my tolerance up a bit. We'll turn it up to, like, I really want to get in there and just get as much of the black as I can. And so I'm going to select the white, boom, and just hit delete. Okay, and then deselect by hitting Command D. All right, and now I just have this tree. All right, I'm going to go ahead and hit Command A to select all, Command C to copy. I'm going to come over here to my text, and I'm going to hit Command V and drop it in. There we go. Now I have this tree. Okay, pretty cool, right? So, we'll figure out where it's going to be positioned next. I'm going to go ahead and hit, let's see, I'm hitting the command keys for everything, Command U, but you can also go up here to Adjustments, Hue and Saturation, and I'm going to turn the lightness down so it's a lot darker. That'll work. Okay. Now, how we do this is I'm going to take the text layer, okay, and I'm going to duplicate that text layer, okay? Now I'm going to select my tree on top, and I'm going to create a clipping mask. So I'm going to right-click, create clipping mask. Boom, look at that. All right, cracks on my text. I can make sure that the tree is selected, make sure my move tool is selected, and I can move those cracks around. All right, yeah, just like so. All right. Cool, and I don't quite like the color here, so I'm going to select Command U for Hue and Saturation again, and I'm going to bring the lightness down a bit, make them look pretty dark. There we go. There's some nice organic cracks. Boy, I can move this tree all over the place, but I just want a little bit of the tips there, like so. Yeah, that'll work. Now we're really gonna shatter this in a minute, so it doesn't have to be too realistic if you're too worried about it looking like a tree. I can also hit my transform controls right here and shrink the tree down or increase it in size. Okay, and I'm gonna go ahead and maybe bring it up a little bit like so, just so that I can use those little tips. I just want some cracks like that. That'll do it. Okay, I like that. That's perfect. Okay, now what I'm going to do now is select the tree, the text that I use for the clipping mask, and then the text layer below it, and I'm going to group them again. Okay, lots of ways to group things. I'm going to hit Command G. All right, I'm going to duplicate my group by dragging it down here and duplicating it. Turn that group off. Now I have it if I need it. I'm going to go ahead and merge this group. Merge group. Okay, I could also have hit Command E or Control E, and now that is all just one piece with those cracks, okay? And now what I want to do is shatter it. I'm going to shut my transform controls off, and we're going to shatter this text, okay? You can't do this with regular text, okay? You got to actually merge it, flatten it down, or rasterize the type in order to get to this point, all right? And this is pretty cool because we're going way beyond what you can normally do with just the plain old text tool and some fonts. Okay, so I'm going to come over to my Polygonal Lasso tool, and I'm going to select a piece out, okay, like so. And I'll do one quick short one for demonstration here, okay? Like so. I'm going to, now we can come up here to edit, okay? And we can do cut, which is Command X, and paste, which is Command V. I just do, Command X, Command V. And there's that little piece, okay? And I'm going to grab that piece and move it so it's like almost back where it was, but a little bit off, okay? And that's what we're going to do, but we're going to do it all over the place, okay? Now by doing that, I have the layer above my text selected, so I'm going to come down here and make sure my text is selected. Select Polygonal Lasso tool and just do a whole bunch of those little chunks, okay? Like so, all right? And we'll do this a few times, this might take a little bit. The longer you take with doing these things, the more realistic it's going to look. And again, I am really trying to fly through this. Okay, so I'll grab a piece right here, piece right there, piece right there. Maybe they don't all need to be pointed. Maybe some should be kind of jagged. Now, instead of just coming up here, I'm going to come back around because I only want those pieces selected. Okay, like so. All right, now we've just created a pretty cool selection here. I'm going to hit Command X to cut and Command V to paste. Make sure my move tool is selected, and we'll put this thing right back like so. And you can actually put it right back. It doesn't even matter because we're going to apply a drop shadow to it. In fact, let's do that right now. So I'm going to come down here to my layer style blending options, and we'll throw a drop shadow on it. Okay, and we will turn the drop shadow opacity all the way up. All right. Now we did have that little piece I made for the first demo, so I'm going to right click here and copy my layer style. Boom. Come up to that top little piece and paste layer style. Boom, and that popped out. Okay, see that? Yeah, little broken pieces. Let's do it again. You know, the more of these little shatters we add, and you know, the better. And again, try not to have too much of a pattern with it, because things don't obviously break in some perfect pattern. In order to really fake the organic action of a shatter, you got to kind of, you know, try to be quite random with your selections if you can. Okay, sure, why not? Like so. Okay, and again, cut and paste. All right, and I'm going to make sure my move tool is selected. I'm just going to use my arrow keys and just kind of put these right back where they go, like so. Now I still have my layer style copied, so I can actually right click and paste layer style. Boom, and they stick out. Okay, let's do it again. And again, take your time with this stuff, okay? The difference, honestly, it's time. The difference between good Photoshop work and bad Photoshop work is time and effort, okay? And that's true with any art form, as I'm sure you all know. All right, and let's do that for now. And cut and paste. Okay. And we'll go ahead and select, I'm going to hit V to select my move tool and just kind of put those about where they go, you know, give or take, and go ahead and paste that layer style again. Boom! All right, so it's starting to shatter, okay? And, you know, maybe I'll jump ahead in the video a bit because I want to spend some time really cutting this stuff out. Okay, so I just, you know, I jumped ahead a little bit here. So anyway, there's some shattered, kind of eroded text here. Maybe it looks like it's been dropped on here or something like that. And next what I want to do is add some kind of dust around it, all right? And there's a lot of different ways to do that. I'm going to go ahead and jump to the very top here and create a new blank layer. And I'm going to select my brush tool. Okay, now let's see here. I've got a lot of different brushes here. For using Photoshop right out of the box, these you do have these spray paint ones right here, and they'll work just fine, okay? Let's see, what's a good one here? Maybe something like that. That'll work. Okay, now, what I want to do is just paint around with this spray paint a little bit with this brush using colors taken just from the stone. Okay, so how I do that is, now you know how you can hit the color picker over here and select colors? If you have the brush selected, you can just hit I and click anywhere, boom, and then let go, and now your brush has that selection. See, watch down here in the color picker, okay, or the the color picker down here. The foreground color is set to this gray. Okay, so I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna hit I, and then select, boom, and now it changed to that orange. See that? And you let go and you're on the brush again. Okay, it's a really convenient way to do this. So, okay, so I'm going to select I, select right here on my A, let go, and then just tap a couple times and paint. Okay, I'm going to do that over here in the Z, boom. Select, okay, brush, like so. Let's see, boom. Do that a few times. I'm going to do that all over the place. Just select a color and then paint around it. Select a color, paint around it. Select color, paint around it. Like so. And yes, this looks terrible, but there's a method here that I'm getting at. So just be patient. Okay, and let me just paint this around for a bit like so. Awesome. Okay, there we go. Now, I'm going to select the, well, there's a lot of different things we can do. Why don't we select a layer mask? Okay, I'm going to select a layer mask. And then go ahead and select this to black. Keep the same brush pattern here, and then just come in here and just erase a bunch, okay, like so. I just want little particles everywhere, okay? And the longer time you spend on this, of course, the better it's going to look, okay? Just like that, okay, just to get a little bit of shatter going here. Now, because these are supposed to be little bits of flakes of gravel or something that's broken off of this, you can go ahead and select the layer and throw a drop shadow on it, okay? Boom, like so. And let's go ahead and toggle that on and off. You can see it just adds a little bit of shadow to your gravel, okay? And go ahead and select drop shadow and turn the opacity way up on that. Okay, now I'm going to grab this layer here, my gravel that I just made, and pull it down below my text layer, like so, and drop it. Boom, okay? All right, and I see some pieces right here that I think I'd still like to get rid of, so I'll select my layer mask and just kind of paint a little bit more of that out. All right, and you just keep flopping back and forth with this, okay? And so that's a way to make some cracked stone text, okay? And I think that I would actually adjust the colors a little bit, and maybe what I'll do is select this bottom stone layer and darken that up a touch, okay? Yeah, maybe like that. Let's see, lots of stuff we can do. We can select all these layers all the way down to the first text layer here, like so, and the gravel, group them together, okay? Duplicate that group, then merge that top group like so. So this is all just one piece, okay? We come in here with the dodge tool and just lighten up certain areas of it like so, so that it pops a little bit more, okay? Yeah, just like that. Make that Z pop, make this N pop a little bit more in certain areas like so, just so everybody knows that I'm trying to say season. All right. Okay, so there you go. And again, I'm going to go ahead and select the burn tool now, shrink and then really, really darken that up. Okay, I don't like that. And again, the longer you spend on this, okay, I just belted this out in a 20-minute tutorial, whereas over here, I spent a lot longer on this, okay, and I like the way this one looks a lot more. However, this one took me a while. This one I just belted out. You can see I got a lot more eroded on that one, okay, than I am over here. But again, take your time, okay? The longer you spend on these things, the better it's going to look. That's just the way Photoshop is, okay? And that's what separates a good Photoshop artist from one who is just starting out. Okay, so there you go. Now, maybe you don't want to make text that looks like this, but the techniques that I've just shown you, okay, using clipping masks, using something like a tree or just something to kind of get some organic cracks going, merging all your layers together in your text so that you can actually shatter it and break pieces off like that. Working with layer styles, so you can get some bevel and some drop shadow. Creating your own shadow by taking the text, making another layer of it, making it black, and then doing a motion blur. Okay, creating vignettes like this. Lots of different techniques that I've shown you in this short tutorial that you can apply in an infinite amount of ways. So if you use this tutorial and you make something great and you're watching this on YouTube, please send me a link to what you've created. It'd be really exciting to see. And for the rest of you that are following along with this whole series, I'll catch you in the next video. Thanks!